Jai Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaisnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha Om Jnanati Mirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Chakalpatarvyascha Kripa Sindhuvyaevacha Patitanam Pavanevyo Vaishnavevyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavandanjaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Divise Namaha Vrindaya Tulasi Deviyaya Priyaya Kesavasya Cha Krishna Bhakti Pradidevi Satyavatya Namo Nama Sakala Vaishnava Parimora Namaskar Ite Kichwa Paradanau Kamara Oyachem Prabhu Jakta Bhakta Jan Bandana Koriyami Savaracharana Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sari Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Jai Mizupa Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Mizupa Srila Bhakti Raksak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mission Ki Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai Dandavat, dear devotees, welcome to Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mission morning readings. We appreciate your time and patience. We will continue reading Sri Chaitanya Charitamrta Adi Lila Volume 1. We're reading chapter 2, an auspicious vibration that describes the absolute truth. And in the current verses that we're reading, Srila Prabhupada is illuminating its meaning by quoting different scriptures, such as the Bhagavad Sandarbha by Srila Jiva Goswami. And in this way we're understanding the three different energies of the absolute truth, which are internal, external, and marginal, as well as the four features of the Supreme Whole. What are the four transcendental features of the Supreme Lord? The first one, His personality. The second one, His impersonal effulgence. The third one, particles of His potency, meaning the living beings. And the fourth one is the principal cause of all causes. So those four are the transcendental features of the Lord. And then the three energies are the internal, the external, and the marginal. Alright, so text 97. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishpa Srila Eksi Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Text 97. Krishnera Svarupera Hya Sadvidha Vilasa Prabhava Vaibhava Rupedvi Vidha Prakasha. The personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, enjoys himself in 6 primary expansions. His 2 manifestations are Prabhava and Vaibhava. Purport. Now the author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrta turns to a description of the personality of Godhead Krishna in his innumerable expansions. The Lord primarily expands himself in two categories, namely Prabhava and Vaibhava. The Prabhava forms are fully potent forms. The Prabhava forms are fully potent like Sri Krishna, and the Vaibhava forms are partially potent. The Prabhava forms are manifested in relation with potencies, but the Vaibhava forms are manifested in relation with excellences. The potent Prabhava manifestations are also of two varieties. Jaya Shri Guru Gaura Chandragira Shuki. Jaya. So, Srila Prabhupada is giving us the purport to understand text 97. And he's explaining to us the two manifestations, the two type of manifestations, the Prabhava and Vaibhava. So the Prabhava manifestations are manifested in relation with potencies, but the Vaibhava forms are manifested in relation with excellences. The potent Prabhava manifestations are also of two varieties, temporary and eternal. The Mohini, Hamsa, and Sukla forms are manifested only temporarily in terms of a particular age, among the other Prabhavas, who are not very famous according to the material estimation, are the Danvantari, Risava, Vyasa, Dattatreya, and Kapila. Among the Vaibhava Prakasha forms are Kurma, Matsya, Narayana, Varaha, Hayagriva, Prishinargarva, Baladeva, Yagya, Vivu, Satyasena, Hari, Vaikunta, Ajita, Vamana, Sarvabhauma, Arsasava, Vishvaksena, Dharmasetu, Sudamma, Yoheshvara, and Brihatpanu. So those were some Prabhava forms. So there are two types of Prabhava manifestations, the temporary and the eternal. Okay, text 98. Amsha Shaktya Rupet Vi Vidabhatara Balya Pauganda Dharma Duita Prakara. Translation: His incarnations are of two kinds, namely partial and empowered. He appears in two ages, childhood and boyhood. Purport: the Vilasa forms are 6 in number. Incarnations are of two varieties, namely Shakti Avesha, empowered, and Amsha Vesha, partial. These incarnations also come within the category of Prabhava and Vaibhava manifestations. Childhood and boyhood are two special features of the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. But his permanent feature is his eternal form as an adolescent youth. The original personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is always worshipped in this eternal adolescent form. Very interesting. We're worshipping a teenager. Text 99. Kishores Varupa Krishnas Vayam Avatari Krida Kare Ichaya Rupe Vishvabhari. Translation: the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, who is eternally an adolescent, is the primeval Lord, the source of all incarnations. He expands himself in these 6 categories of forms to establish his supremacy throughout the universe. Text 100. Aichaya rupe haya ananta vibheda, ananta rupe eka rupa, nahi kichu bheda. Translation: in these 6 kinds of forms, there are innumerable varieties. Although there are many, they are all one. There is no difference between them. Srila Prabhupada is giving purport on this text. Let's find out what he reveals. The personality of Godhead manifests himself in 6 different features. Number 1, Prabhava. Number 2, Vaibhava, empowered incarnations, partial incarnations, childhood, and boyhood. 6. The personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, whose permanent feature is adolescence, enjoys his transcendental proclivities by performing pastimes in these 6 forms. In these 6 features, there are unlimited divisions of the personality of Godhead's forms. The jivas, or living beings, are differentiated parts and parcels of the Lord. They are all diversities of the one without a second, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Text 101. Chit Shakti Svarupa Shakti Antaranga Nama Tahara Vaibhava Ananta Vaikuntaditama. Translation. The Chit Shakti, which is also called the Svarupa Shakti or Antaranga Shakti, displays many varied manifestations. It sustains the kingdom of God and its paraphernalia. The Chit Shakti, which is also called Svarupa Shakti or Antaranga Shakti, sustains the kingdom of God and its paraphernalia. Text 102. Maya Shakti Vairanga Jagatkaranna Tahara Vaibhava Ananta Brahmanindaragana. Translation. The external energy, called Maya Shakti, is the cause of innumerable universes with varied material potencies. Jiva Shakti, text 103. Jiva Shakti Tatashtakya Nahi Yaranta Mukyatina Shakti Tara Vivedahananta. Translation. The marginal potency, which is between these two, consists of the numberless living beings. These are the 3 principal energies, which have unlimited categories and subdivisions. Purport. The internal potency of the Lord, which is called Chit Shakti or Antaranga Shakti or Svarupa Shakti, exhibits variegatedness in the transcendental Vaikuntha cosmos. Besides ourselves, there are unlimited numbers of liberated living beings who associate with the personality of Godhead in his innumerable features. The material cosmos displays the external energy, in which the conditioned living beings are provided all liberty to go back to the personality of Godhead after leaving the material tabernacle. The Shvetashvatara Upanishad informs us, Natasya karyam karanam cha vidyate natatsamash cha vyadikascha drishyate parasya shaktir vidahi vajruyate esvava viki gyanavala kriyacha. The Supreme Lord is one without a second. He has nothing to do personally, nor does he have material senses. No one is equal to him or greater than him. He has unlimited, variegated potencies of different names, which exist within him as autonomous attributes and provide him full knowledge, power, and pastimes. Text number 104. Immatesvarupagana Aratina Shakti Savarashraya Krishna Krishne Savarastiti. These are the principal manifestations and expansions of the personality of Godhead and his 3 energies. They are all emanations from Sri Krishna, the transcendence. They have their existence in him. Text 105. Yadyapi Brahmanda Ganera Purusha Ashraya, Se Purushadi Sabbara Krishna Mulashraya. Although the three Purushas are the shelter of all the universes, Lord Krishna is the original source of the Purushas. Text 106. Svayam Bhagavan Krishna, Krishna Sarvasraya, Paramaishvara Krishna Sarvashastrekaya. Thus, the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is the original primeval Lord, the source of all other expansions. All the revealed scriptures accept Sri Krishna as the Supreme Lord. Text 107. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachirananda Vigraha Anare Are Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the Supreme Controller. He has an eternal, blissful, spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin. He is prime cause of all causes. Truth, consciousness, and joy incarnated, personified. That's beautiful to even try to conceive that. Purport. This is the first verse of the 5th chapter of the Brahma Samhita. And text 108. Esavasitanta tumi jana balamate tabu purva paksha kara ama chalaite. Translation. You know all the conclusions of the scriptures very well. You create these logical arguments just to agitate me. Purport. A learned man who has thoroughly studied the scriptures cannot hesitate to accept Sri Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If such a man argues about this matter, certainly he must be doing so to agitate the minds of his opponents. Jaya Shri Chaitanya Charitamrta ki Jai. Jai Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupada Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. We're just a few pages left to start chapter number 3. The external reasons for the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But we're still reading Lord Chaitanya, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is an auspicious vibration that describes the absolute truth. This is what this chapter is about. We have Srila Prabhupada and Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj have been giving us so much. Only this chapter too. A lot of technical and transcendental understanding on truth. The different realizations, the different gradations of realizations, and the different gradations between those who are trying to attain those different realizations. We're understanding what is what. And in every single one of these verses that Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj is quoting, and also that Srila Prabhupada is quoting, we're coming to the same conclusion. And can be expressed very beautifully with the first verse of the 5th chapter of the Brahma Samhita. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachirananda Vigraha Nare Are Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the Supreme Controller. He has an eternal, blissful, spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin, for he is the prime cause of all causes. He is the source, Sri Krishna. And then the rest, they're just expansions and manifestations of him, to create, maintain, and destroy the material creation, and as well as in the spiritual worlds. He has some agents, but the source of reality, the original form of the Lord, is an adolescent. He's a teenager. Jaya. Jaya Centenary Anthology, Pastimes, Glories, and Teachings of His Divine Grace, Srila Bhakti Raka Gurudev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jaya. Today we're going to start reading part number 2. We finished reading like the history aspect of this book, like the pastimes of Srila Guru Maharaj, like dates, how he met Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, how he joined the Gaudiya Math, what was his relationship with his family, how he was when he was in college, when he was a child, and the story of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math, many historical aspects of it, of his life, of his pastimes in this planet. And now we're going to start with part 2, which contains Srila Guru Maharaj's holy teachings. So, very excited. Jai Srila Maharaj Ki Jai, Jai Srila Gurudev Ki Jai, Jai Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math Ki Jai. Selected from Math periodicals and other limited circulation publications. Chapters 13 and 14 are from Absolute Harmony. Hearing to See by Srila Bhakti Raka Gurudev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. We're going to read just a little bit, and we will continue tomorrow. Man proposes and God disposes. Proposal is directed upwards, and disposal comes down. The waves of suggestion and acceptance are all the Lord's Lila. Naivatasya kirtanarto na kirtaneha kaschana na chasya sarva bhutteshu kaschit arta vyapasharyaha. This is a verse from the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, verse 18. In this world, a self-realized person who rejoices in the soul does not accrue piety by the performance of actions, nor does he incur sin by abstaining from duties. Amongst all living entities, from the highest life forms of the planet of Lord Brahma down to the world of immobile organisms, he never depends on anyone for any personal demand whatsoever. For one who is self-realized, any and every wave is welcome, for he is able to read the deeper meaning. Rite ritam ya pratijeta na pratijeta chatmani tad vidyat atmano mayam yatavasho yatatamaha. This is a verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, chapter 9, verse 34. Srimad Bhagavatam asks, what is the conception of Maya? Ritehritam ya pratijeta. What seems to us to be the right reading of the environment is actually not so. Arteshu abhigyaha. The meaning and purpose of every incident is known to Krishna. Many events are harmonized together and are for the purpose of serving him. But when there is localized interest, there is a clash. Imperial and universal interests clash with provincial and local interests. Arteshu abhigyaha. He alone can know why each straw is moving to this side or that. He is the only knower of everything. Only he knows what purpose is served by the grass bending in the wind to this side and not that. All these movements taken together in harmony go to Him. Arteshu Abhigyas Bharat. He's not responsible to anything or anyone. The universal meaning of every event and incident, even the movement of a piece of straw, is all purposeful and all meaningful to the Absolute. It all contributes to the absolute satisfaction of Krishna. That is the meaning of the phrase Rite Ritam Yat Pratijeta. Arteshu Abhigyaha. Artha means universal. And what is the real purpose of every movement? It is for the universal absolute. For the one universal absolute. That absolute current goes towards the satisfaction of Krishna. But that reading is not possible by the superficial jivas. The jivas cannot read or conceive the real meaning of everything. The jiva will have a different reading of the circumstances, but that will be superficial. And that is Maya. We may interpret in our own way the reason for an earthquake or a storm or anything, but that reading is from our local interest. The real meaning is hidden. This is Maya. And on the basis of that, we're performing so many activities. All our interpretations are from the plane of local interest. So, give it up. Sarva dharmam parityaja mammekam sharanam braja. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, verse 66. Give up your local interest and identify yourself with the current of that plane of universal interest. Hirte hirtamja pratijeta na pratijeta chatmani. Without knowing the real meaning, what we feel and read is the wrong reading of the environment. It is Maya. We miss the universal purpose, and from local interest we read, oh, this is for this purpose, this is for that purpose. But this is local interest, where we conceive, feel, trust, and believe. It is not in consonance with the universal reading. It is Maya. Even our belief is within the realm of Maya. Our conceptions will have no standing in the interest of the Absolute. What we read in the local interest, we will not find if we go to read from the universal interest. Our disease of local interest and conception will be cured and removed when we see that everything is meant for Krishna and we become one with that interest. Hirte hirtamja pratijeta na pratijeta chatmani tad vidyat admano majam yata baso yata tamaha. That feeling, that conception is known as Maya. What is not is apparent but not real. What is not real, that is Maya. Even what I think to be real is not so. Ma-ya. Ma means no and ya means what. What is not. Apparently it seems to be, but the fact is, it is not so. That is Maya. In such plane, we eliminate the infinite interest, and instead we see things by measuring according to our own interest. We measure everything only from the angle of vision and a standpoint of our own selfish interest. In this way, we ignore the infinite representation, position, duty, and service. This is Maya. Yattabaso yattatamaha. Light and darkness both exist. The absence of truth is not truth. It is tama, darkness, ignorance, mistake, and error. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Centenial Anthology ki Jai. We will continue reading these amazing illuminations by Srila Sridhar Maharaj. It's just so condensed and goes right into our consciousness. Srila Maharaja is expressing that what we see, what we think it's really it's not. Why? Because it's coming from a selfish perspective. We're judging the world from our own interest. But the reality is that there's only one interest. Only one. Everything is meant for Krishna, but we can't see that. We need help. We need so much help to see reality as it is. But isn't that crazy that the reality is in front of us? It's in our noses. What we're looking for is in our noses. But we just cannot see it because we have our own interests. And we're judging what is in front of us according to that perspective. But if we aligned our consciousness and intention to the truth, which means everything is for Krishna, by Krishna, for Krishna, then we will see what is in front of us. But for now, let's just worship this descending knowledge that is coming from the holy mouth of Srila Maharaj, and sincerely, honestly, try to serve and start practicing some sacrifice, austerity, and charity. That is stated in the Gita. Tapasya Yagya, and I forgot the word in Sanskrit for charity. But austerity, sacrifice, and charity, those are the cure for lust, anger, and some other diseases. It's time to sacrifice something. In this way, try to happily proceed in our responsible service and let some things go. Jai. Jai, 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 Jai. Hari Haraye Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Gopal Govinda Ram Simmadosudana Giridhari Gopinata Madana Mohana Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Rupa Sanatana Vata Raghunata Shujiva Gopala Vata Dasa Raghunata Echa Gosai Kori Charana Bandana Jahoite Vignana Shavista Purana. Echai Gosai Jaram Muitarada Sata Savara Pada Renu Mora Panchagrasa Tadiracharana Sevi Vakta Sanevasa Jana me Mora Eya Vilasa Echai Gosai Jave Vraje Koilavasa Ratha Krishna Nikta Lila Korila Prakas Anande Vuluhari Vajavrindavana Shri Guru Vaishnava Pare Majai Jamana Shri Guru Vaishnava Para Padma Koriya Shahari Nama Sankirtana Kohe Naratamadasa Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jai Mishapa Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Mishapa Srila Bhakti Raka Srila Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Mishapa Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Om Mishapa Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai. Jai Shri Rupa Guru Varga ki Jai. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Shri Gaura Bhakta ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna ki Jai. Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Ma ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mission ki Jai. Jai Acharya Vrinda ki Jai. Vaishnava Mandala ki Jai. Jai Kolkartals ki Jai. Jai Harinam Sankirtayan ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Oh, Kartik month ki Jai. Hari Bol. Dandavat. We appreciate your presence this morning here. We got this. Haribol.